Hello. Welcome back to school. Okay, so this is going to be a Latin homework update or Latin update in everything. I have been busy with choral stuff, which is why I haven't been doing anything outside of choral stuff the past several weeks. This basically it's a calendar, but it's not really a calendar because there's no dates on it. Just a list of the, what do they call it? The whatever book we're looking through. Lipsy. Lingua Latina. That's what we're working through. While I'm working on other, like, hardcore recitation and verbs and the other stuff with the nouns. Those are actually coming along pretty good. I'm trying to find... Let me see, I have these tabs in here because I really don't know how to organize this. So this is recitation stuff, which most of this is pretty, like, known, I guess. Like, I know the Zooms and I know all this other stuff up here. These are this section down here is the stuff we're really focusing on. The nouns and the different cases and the endings and all that stuff. So that's like our main focus, but we are doing like parsing and stuff with the verbs. Like he'll say, I don't know, like ambulavi or something, and I'll have to parse it basically, or he'll give me the parsing and then I'll have to give him the verb. Those are fun. They're more of a brain workout than just straight up recitation. So we're starting to do that with a little bit with nouns and with verbs, but more with verbs and a little bit with nouns. First declension, I'm not sure what that is. But these are just other stuff we're working through. These are the Latin chants and things. I don't think we're going to learn them all, because there's, looking through the thing, like, this is supposed to cover 4 years of study, I guess. So, yeah. But I'm probably going to start to mark off this stuff that I know really well. And then I'll just have to keep practicing it so I don't forget it. And then all the rest of this is the other... What is this? All these are like other text that's not in here, but stuff that we could use, like song text and like the creed. Although the creed is really long. In my Latin book, it's like 3 pages long. Okay, maybe 2. And it's still long. And then more grammar stuff, which we haven't even covered this stuff in first form, so we're not even concerned about that page yet. Yeah, this is the breakdown of the Lingua Latina text. So we did cover some of these just because it was, the book is laid out differently than how this thing is, but I did make the rest of these so that we can work through this section and then add these as needed. I think, let me see here. I do know the Dona Nobis Pacem, the Christus Vincit, the table blessing. I'm having a dickens of a time memorizing it. The Sigum Crucis is another tricky one. What is this? The Raisonnet in Laudibus. We haven't yet done that. We have not yet done the Adeste Fidelis. We have done the Gloria Patri, and that's only because I've sung it 50 million times. And we're working through the Pater Noster right now. And the Agnus Dei we looked at, and I'm pretty good with the Agnus Dei. It's weird without having the music. The Kyrie, I think we did the Kyrie, but I'm not sure. We have not yet done... No, I don't think we've done the Kyrie, and I don't think we've done the Sanctus and Benedictus. I don't think we've done those. As far as these, I don't know if we've done any of these. Veni, Veni, Emmanuel. Yeah, I don't think we've done any of these in this one. I thought there was one. No, maybe not. No. No. Adoro te devote. Oh my gosh. This thing has like literally 7 verses that we sang. I don't think all 7 verses are in this book, but it has quite a few. So this is all just grammar tables and things. I do have the inevitable grammar questions. We haven't really looked at these, so it's going to be interesting when we do go back and look at them, or even if we just look at them just to see what I still remember. That'd be kind of interesting to see how much of that I still remember. Let me see here. This, I don't know what this is. Hold on. Okay, I think these are grammar pages for later. We'll just say that. They're grammar pages for later. Extra grammar resource stuff. All the unus, duo, tres. Or is it uno? Uno, duo, tres. So I think I have a couple things to add on here. I think the last thing we did was we talked about how to say different countries, like North America, South America, I think even Canada, New York. That's a fun one to say in Latin, but I don't know it. And then to say like where you're from. And then there's the most recent thing, if I remember correctly, we talked about like the pen is here, not there, basically. But that stuff we're not really like memorizing. It's just kind of like passing conversation type stuff. I don't think we would have time to actually memorize and actually learn that stuff fully to the depth that I would like to. But it is nice that we do get to go through that and learn from it. Okay, so then this is the Lingua Latina stuff, chapter 1. I've got all this stuff broken up into chapters. I did buy the actual physical books for this, so I wasn't horribly guilty about downloading the PDFs and things. I do have a physical copy of these. So, yeah, Magister is using the physical copies, and I'm just printing off the pages. That way I can mark in them and write on them and stuff like that. I don't want to mark in my original books if I don't have to. So this was something I just read through on the computer, internet thing, whatever it reads to you. Which, this is basically just a bunch of grammar stuff. And then somewhere in here there's vocabulary. And here's the vocabulary. I did start writing out these words in index cards so that we have more words to pull from as far as declining and verbs and things like that. So they're not the same size as the first form Latin cards, but they are being written out so that we have more resources. I like to have lots of different resources. This is that grammar thing that apparently it never got published or something. But yeah, as far as I know, there's only the first part. There isn't one for the second part. And this thing even, I don't even think it has the last chapter in it. So I don't know what happened to that. But again, just more resources for grammar that goes with the lingua latina stuff. Then we have the text material. I'm gonna mark down and see what we did for these. So we did this on the 21st. So this was all grammar or geography stuff. So we did that. I think we read like a huge portion. Yeah. So how this would work was he would read, like, let's just take this first page. So he would read, Romana in Italia est. I would translate that. Rome is in Italy. And then he would read Italia in Europa est. Then I would say Italy is in Europe. And so on and so forth. If it got to like questions, like here, Esne Gallia in Europa, he would read that, and then I would read the answer, Gallia in Europa est, and he would read Esne Romana in Gallia, and then I would read Romana in Gallia non est, and then he would ask, Ubi est Romana? And then I would reply, Romana est in Italia. And so on and so forth. So that's kind of how we're going through that. If it's just straight up text, I'm translating. If it's like question answer, he'll read the question and then I will read the answer. So that's kind of how we're going through this. Oh yeah, we did this section on the 28th, it looks like. I don't know if I got all these dates specifically marked. I think most of them are actually correct. More chicken scratch of homework and things that I wanted to read the grammar stuff and have a better understanding of that. The pensum, we are doing the pensum at the end of the chapters. If it's like pensum A and B, I'm writing those out. If it's pensum C, we do that orally. And you'll see that when I get to the pensum section of the written stuff. So this is another reading thing I found on the internet. I don't know what it is, but I can't find the physical book. But it looks like another conversation thing or something. It's just another part that goes with the Lingua Latina series. This is basically a shortened version of everything in chapter 1. So we did that on the 4th. And then this is still in print. The Lingua Latina, what is it? Colloquia Personalum or something. It's getting late right now. So this we read, this is just a list of people. This thing here we read together. He read the boy part and I read the girl part. And I think that's probably how we're going to just stick with it. He's going to read all the male parts and I'll read all the female. So again, this we did on April 4. This was fun to read, just something different. His reading is obviously better than mine. He can put more emphasis into things. This is written exercises. I like to do these because it just reinforces the grammar stuff. I know some people don't like to do grammar stuff, but I like to do grammar and get into the nitty-gritty of things. So this I did on March 6th. I'm gonna say, if anyone's following along in the calendar, it's gonna be all over the place now. So it looks like I did this whole page on March 6th, because I don't see another date. Oh, here's a date. March 27. Wait, is that really? That's March 26. Okay, we got that. March 26, March 27, I did those 2 pages. And this one, I don't see a date. Not on the top. No, that's my blanket. Here's a date. March 29. So I did all of that. Initially, I was going to write all these out, but then I realized, like, I'm not going to have time to write all this stuff out. I don't have space to write all this stuff out. Like, physical working space. It just, the schoolhouse is not a good place to be writing things out like this right now. April 2nd, I started at number 15. So that's very specific. Then I did the rest of that. And this is all just pretty much grammar stuff. It's kind of funny because some of this stuff I was kind of working through. It's like, how do I do this? What am I doing? But Magister looked at it and he says, Optimo or whatever. There's nothing on that page, I don't think. This is the extra exercises. That was done on April 4. Or wait, are these the pensum? No, these are extra exercises. Oh, this is all done before class. That's what that was. That was all done before class. Okay. And this thing here, I've got a bunch of cat toys over here, like, right in my way. This thing here was also done before class. So that's all the written stuff for that. A lot of writing. Okay, these are the pensum. So I did this on April 8, I think. No, that's April 9. So I did this on April 9. This pensum B, or B, I did pensum B on April 10. However you say that in Latin, I don't know. And this we did on April 4. We did this all orally. Then there's a little bit more there. Well, that was done orally. Then we moved to the lingua angelica stuff. So this is stuff that we did in class. Like, we'd go through the grammar stuff. At least the stuff that I know. If it's stuff that I don't know, we just kind of talk a little bit about the grammar, but he's not having me parse it because I don't know how to parse something I don't know the grammar for. But the vocabulary stuff, I do have to write all that out. So I've got like a date of when we go through in class and then a date of when I actually wrote out the homework. Now, some of these, I don't have a date on them because I just did multiple pages at once. And many of them were actually done during, like, services. It's kind of funny because Magister said he could see, well, he's, like, standing up at the pulpit, so he could see, like, over the entire building, the nave area. And he says he could see me working on my pages. I'm like, okay. I don't know if that's good or not. But yeah, that's March 28th. I think we went through like a couple of these. Let's see, where's the first? I think we did like 4 of them on the 28th. Okay, so okay, so that's the 21st. Let's see here. So we did the Dona Nobis Pacem on the 21st. We did the Christus Vincit on the 21st, which is actually kind of fun to say. And then we did the Sigum Crucis on the 21st. And then we did the Gloria Patri also on the 21st. And I think we did all that because the texts were pretty easy to memorize. But then once we got to the Agnus Dei, we started that on obviously the 28th. The table blessing, the 28th and the 4th of April, because this is just, I've never said this in Latin, and I barely even know like the English version. My foot was kind of falling asleep, so I'm getting a better comfy position. So this we did over 2 days. I still don't have this one memorized. It's just, like I said, I don't know the English, and I don't know the Latin. So this is a little bit tricky. I just don't have it memorized. I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to write it out on like flashcards or something and put it as like a legit memory work, because it's not coming as quickly as I would like to. Then we have the second chapter of the Lingua Latina. So this is that companion page again, and pretty much what we did was we just covered all of the first, like this intro stuff, and then we covered all of the first grammar for the first lesson, if that makes any sense. So it looks like April 11 was when we covered that, which could be right because we didn't have class last week. But yeah, we did all of this. I am going to want to probably go through and review this and kind of jog my memory back on what it all said. But it was pretty much stuff about cases and the different endings that go with the different cases. And then I think there's something with the of case, which I forget which case that is because I don't know that stuff yet. It's like we're working on it. This is that's already marked up for this week. So this is potentially what we're going to be looking through this week. So I'm going to pass through all this, and again, let's see, where's those vocabulary words? Because there's like a bunch of vocabulary words in this one. You know, all of these, there's a bunch of vocabulary words. Look at all that. Like, there's a whole page. And then you have like a whole half a page, I think. Well, maybe not half a page, but that's a lot. This is that other grammar thing. Again, I think most of these are like a page or 2 pages. So I'll look through that on my own and see what that says. And this is what we read through in class. I don't really remember what it was talking about. Like, I think they're talking about family. That's like the only thing I can get across in my head is they're talking about family. And who is the who of who. So I don't know if we're going to review this or what's going to happen, because it's been a good couple weeks since we've actually looked at any of this. More of my chicken scratch. So basically, yeah, we just ended at the end of lesson 2, or the beginning of lesson 2. So we might do review work, I don't know. So after that, and obviously we're not going to do, where is it? That's, okay, so that's the pensum. This is from that other book that you can't find on the internet, I think. So again, this is a, what do they call it? It's a conversation thing. So that's going to be kind of fun to go through. And then there's this other, where is it? This other book that's a conversation thing. So those we might actually go through, and maybe that'll help be a nice review. But actually, these are actually done at the end of the whole chapter, so that's not even going to help me out any. These are the written pages, which obviously are not done. Luckily, I only have to do only this first section. I think, did I start this? Oh no, I was looking at this and I was trying to figure out how to do it because I totally forgot how to do Latin homework. Amazing. You let me off for like a week or two and I don't know how to do anything. Yeah. So these are not even done. Obviously, these are the next couple chapters, so I don't need to worry about those. More pages. More pages. Yeah, all of this stuff, because we haven't done them. So this is the new thing that we're working through with the Angelica. It's the Pater Noster, and we looked at it last time we had Latin, which was a couple weeks ago, the 11th. So the thing that's weird is they have this cut off right at a comma, which makes utterly no sense. Like, I don't know if whoever was putting this book together, like, if they were sleeping or what. But, yeah. They should have at least finished the thought, then started the new thought or something. I don't know. But, yeah. This, I don't know what we're going to actually cover, but I guess we'll see how recitation works with this. Whether or not, if I have this memorized, I still need... It's getting better. Like, let me just do a quick memory thing of it. I'll let you guys look at it. I won't look at it because I can't see it. Okay, so this one is Pater Noster, qui es in celis, sanctificatur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum. I think. Let me see if I'm right. Let's see. The sanctifica, whatever that word is. Sanctificatur is one that I get messed up. And adveniat. I think I got that one correct. Yay. Regnum tuum. Yeah, so they both end in tuum. So these are the two big words that I kind of trip over still. So that's that, in addition to the table thing and the Sigum Crucis. Those are the three that I don't really have down, so I need to work on those primarily if I'm gonna get like let's see if I'm gonna get high marks, but if I'm gonna get this down, I have to work on those. So I think that pretty much covers everything. I'm just looking through here. Oh, yeah, I got all this extra backlog stuff that I gotta still finish. That's in the works, too. Old verbs, that's what I called it. Old verbs. So, I still have those to work through. But it's not like you have to do them or else. It's kind of like do them when you can. But yeah. So that's kind of where things are at with Latin. I will probably resume my normal schedule hopefully this week, but I'm kind of getting a hard time because yesterday we did not... Ooh, that's a really big forehead. Yesterday we did not have class arithmetic because it was holiday. And if teacher has holiday, I have holiday. If magister has holiday, I have holiday. So yeah. What is that? Sorry. I'm just looking. I don't know what I'm looking at. I should say I don't know what you're looking at. So yeah, so in the past couple weeks I've just been really busy. I've been doing a lot of musical stuff outside of organing, if that makes any sense. So yeah, and I've posted a bunch of like choral videos songs that we've sung the past several days, so you guys can listen to those and enjoy those. But some of them are in Latin and some of them are in English. So yeah. So that's kind of what I've been doing. So hopefully this week or next week I'll get things back into normal routine in the sense of practicing organ and doing all my other stuff. I still have arithmetic homework to do. We did have reading today. We did go through and do a reading lesson or a reading page, which I think I got good marks on. It was like 2 minutes and so many seconds, but yeah. And then I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow for music. I guess the only way I'll find out is by waking up and showing up for my music class. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow I'll probably I want to try to get to the organ. I want to try to get to the organ today, but I had some stuff going on this morning, and then this afternoon I just was like kind of tired, and it's like, wow, it's kind of cold and yucky and rainy, so I did not get to the organ. And my stomach was a little upset too. And hopefully tomorrow it'll feel a little bit better. I think that pretty much covers all the updates, primarily with Latin, but with other stuff too. So, yeah, well, I'm going to let you guys go, and you guys can, flip through YouTube and find some other fun stuff to watch. Oh, no, it won't turn off. How do I get it to turn off? Please like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget, ring the notification bell for all notifications.